now they act around you as if nothing happened, as if it wouldn't be anything worse, as if nothing happened at all. I mean, this is a lot of stuff to think through, and you're struggling to be civil in that sense. You still have this notion, well, we live in a civilized society. Well, civilized meaning that we all have an understanding of good and right, but then more and more you see that these people, they twist and turn good is right, moral consciences. You more and more realize that they some sort of have put themselves above law, and even worse of all, that they just transgress those notions and the frontiers of dignity, what you would seem fit. And then you always ask yourself, and this is something you struggle through as well, I mean, can you deal with these things in a non-violent way? Huh? Can you talk and sort out things? And even if you do, what do you want to say? This is, especially if you're a victim, I mean, you all these years, even though I was drugged and I've been drugged and I forgot most of it, but nevertheless all these years you some sort of assume that you have been quiet, that you didn't say anything, that you some sort of didn't stand against it, didn't stand your ground, that you let it happen. I mean, this is the worst thing you have to go through, especially if you're a victim, that you always have to, that you always in your mind have this recurring theme that you let it happen. That there would have been a chance, there would have been a lot of chances where you could have stopped it, but then you failed, and you failed miserably. You could not save your family, you could not save your parents. It was your weakness, and then you some sort of analyze everything what might have happened, every wrong turn you took. And this is worse of it. I mean, this is when you really struggle. This is when you really some sort of go through hell. If you some sort of judge yourself as weak as this person who could not take care of himself, this person who was weak. And now this is happening again. Now you again see these scumbags sneaking around you, and you again see in their ugly, stupid and despicable faces a resemblance to all these people who have ruined your life before, who have destroyed your life before. And then you again say, some sort of judge yourself. You again say to yourself, well, now this is all happening again. Now they think of me as a victim again. Now these scumbags, they sneak around me again, like all this happened in primary school. I mean, and you still keep thinking about primary school. I mean, you how audacious these people were. I mean, they could do with you whatever they want, and they just went in there. They pretended to be my teachers in primary school, and then secondary school. I mean, these people, they don't have any moral conscience. They don't have any belief in right and wrong. No, they were lacking this completely, and maybe this is maybe one of the reasons why their depraved relatives sneak around you, that they are inept to feel any moral values, any conscience. I mean, that they do not see that they acted wrong, and this is hereditary. It is in their blood. At least this is what you assume, that's in their blood. And then you left to wonder, you left to thoughts. What should you make of it? Where does this leave you? What should you do with these peoples when when in your past, in your childhood, so many peoples try to kill you, try to ruin your lives, and yet still in this age, it's in my age, I'm over 30 now, this hasn't stopped now. You still have to struggle, you still have to fight. Still people think that they have the right to get rid of you, that they have the right to do with you whatever they want, judge about your life. And this is again something which leaves you with a lot of hatred and with a lot of vengefulness, and then you see these people, I mean, where they're stupid, smug smiles, and they're laughing, and you some sort of assume they're laughing at you, these scumbags. I mean, you are this victim, you are this child who went through hell, and these things, they never come to rest, and it is not only happening, it's to you, it even affects your children, and this is these thoughts. And these thoughts, they are indeed very severe. They destroy you, and it is hard to some sort of overcome this. It is like a barrier. You assume that you could not change it, that you are unable to change it, that you are not able to overcome all this. And again, you are doomed to watch. Again, you are doomed to stand your ground. Again and again, it's some sort of history repeats itself over and over again, and you still can't break out of it. You still can't come together. Your life is still hampered with, and this makes you vengeful, this makes you hateful, this makes you, there are some days where I really am incensed, and I just want to stab them, and I really want to kill them in the most gruesome way, punish them. Because you some sort of want to get relief. This is what you in a way assume as well. I mean, they are laughing at you. They have ruined your life. They have destroyed your childhood. They have erased it, and it was apparently not enough. So they still go after it. They still want more, and you still don't have peace. And not only you, your children and all your families. I mean, these scumbags, they even go after them, and you, well, something dies in you there. I mean, this is madness in a way. It is hard to go through all this vengefulness, and some sort of try to work it through writing. I mean, writing is in a way a therapy. Yes, it is. You can try to deal with it through writing, but it doesn't help you a lot, only a little bit. You still are left with all these thoughts. You still have to find your way out of it. I mean, writing only helps you partially. It still leaves you stranded. It is crap. It was always crap. And then you struggle, and you some sort of can't make it through it. You are unable to overcome it. And then in the end, you are back again, and you ask yourself, well, what is life? What is life? What is the meaning of my life? What is the meaning of my own existence? I mean, should I let it pass? I mean, this is always easier said than done. I mean, let it pass. Apparently, there are people who assume that your life is not worth anything and that they can take away, they can take it away. I mean, this is not, you cannot just walk past it. I mean, especially if you have children and you assume and you think that they can do with them as well whatever they want. I mean, one of the saddest things is that you have even children with them. This is I think struggling again. So it never stops. It does never. It goes on and on and on, and this is fucked up. It really is fucked up. And then what then? What comes then? Well, maybe through writing, through expressing your mind, you can overcome it in a way or another. But in the end, it all comes down to this nothingness, to this void, and you don't know what to do with it all. What of it? What of it? This is what you have to ask yourself. What of it? But we'll see about this. I mean, I tried to work it through in my novels, in my artwork, but it is some sort of still struggling. Now it is struggling because life is filled with emotions, and even though if you want to move on, even though if you want to some sort of start a new chapter in your life, this is not possible. You cannot leave it behind because it is constantly around. It is constantly following you, pursuing you, and you grow hateful. You hate these people. You hate this family. It is about you, even though you think a lot about all the people's lives they have ruined and they have destroyed. You think about them and as well. I mean, that they were victims. There are victims who, like you, and maybe they don't know. Maybe their minds have been erased as well. I mean, these things, they have been going on for decades, and nothing stopped them. No one did anything against it. I mean, this is what Austria is all about. In Austria, people like to watch this. This is what the Austrian mindset is all about. This is what the Austrian conscience is all about. They watch calamity. They watch things happening in front of your eyes. They watch people's lives to be ruined and destroyed. I mean, this is again hatred, and what you are left as a victim is hatred of Austria, hatred against this family, and damn them. And you say to yourself, I mean, hate does not change you, but what is left, this is what you have to ask yourself. What do you have anything else than hatred, deep despise? What is left there? Anything? You didn't have a life. You didn't have a normal human life. You didn't have normal experiences whatsoever. These scumbags, these parasites, they have destroyed everything of it. You have nothing left then hatred, which you need, because in order to remind you and yourself that you are no more victim anymore, that they must not do this with you anymore, and yet you still can't stop it. So you need hatred in order to be self-aware, because in all these years you some sort of remember and think of the past. In all these years, I mean, I was oblivious. I didn't know what was happening around me. I mean, these people, they drugged me, they fooled me, they just acted around me. They pretended around